want to tell you about a little hack I've discovered that has allowed me to feel more productive in my daily life in terms of being an author, a mom, and just like a small business owner. So yeah, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm also self-employed. I try to work in the small pockets of time. I make these YouTube videos. I write and publish books. I have courses, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on. One could say I'm very overwhelmed on a daily basis. Yet lately, I've been feeling more productive than ever, and I want to tell you why. Hello everyone, my name is Mandi Lynn. I'm an author, the creator of the Book Launch Planner series, and I also have courses on book cover design and book formatting, and I make weekly videos on the business of being an author. If that sounds good to you, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon so you can never miss a new upload, and you can also join as a YouTube member for behind the scenes content. So I have a confession. I got a treadmill for my desk and it's been a little life-changing, and I don't mean to sound dramatic, but that's truly just kind of how it feels for me right now. And the reason why I feel this way is because there's three major things that I've been struggling to fit in all at once. And that's one, working, two, spending quality time with my daughter, and three, trying to get back into shape after, giving birth. Typically, I can get two of these things done, but not all three. And typically the thing that falls off is getting back into shape. And that's the one thing that's truly just for me and my physical and mental health. And I think because of that, it's made me struggle a lot more lately. So that is why I actually partnered up with Dear Run, who is the sponsor of this video and the ones that provided me with the treadmill that you see in this video. Because I wanted a way to fit it all in, and one of those ways to fit things in is to combine two tasks, aka working and working out at the same time, because yes, walking does count as working out because you're moving your body. I no longer had to choose between moving my body or getting work done. I could actually do both at the same time. So let's talk about why exactly I wanted a treadmill, or walking pad, as they're also sometimes called, because these are mini treadmills and you can't typically run on them because they're smaller, but you can walk on them. So I'm one of those weird people that loves to exercise, so that's why I kind of fell in love with the idea of the treadmill for my desk, because I could find a way to move my body and get things done at the same time. Typically it's one or the other. I feel better when I keep my body moving. Before I got pregnant, I was hiking all the time. That's a huge hobby of mine. Obviously, in the Road Trip Snapshot series, hiking is heavily featured in those books, and I also hike a ton. So my big mission postpartum was to try to start feeling like myself again, but I just didn't have the time to go hiking because I would need to find someone to watch my daughter or bring her with me, which is a bit of a pain, trust me, or get a treadmill. So let's talk about exactly how I've been able to be more productive, because it's not just as simple as doing two things at once. Because yes, I can do two things at once. I can answer emails and walk at the same time, but it's more than just that, because walking energizes me, and I'm sure it also energizes other people as well. Because as we all know, exercise increases blood flow and it also increases endorphins. It makes you feel good, and that's one of the many benefits of exercise. But you combine that with also getting work done, and for me, it was like a spark went off. I became ultra focused, ultra energized, and ultra motivated to do my work. Typically when I'm working, I'm sitting at my desk and I feel kind of sluggish and I get distracted easily, and just being on the treadmill, I kind of just zone in on whatever I'm doing. And I also feel way more awake. Also, what I didn't predict was that being on the treadmill has stopped me from scrolling. When I'm sitting at my desk, I am almost constantly grabbing at my phone and going on social media, and it's made me very aware of how addicted to my phone I am. But when I'm on the treadmill working at my desk, I feel weird when I grab my phone and just start scrolling, and I notice when I'm scrolling on my phone way more. That's probably the big part, is that just the the act of scrolling is more noticeable when I'm walking. And because I notice it, I actually put my phone down. And it's made me super productive to the point that sometimes when I'm tired of walking and I go to just sitting at my desk, I find myself picking up my phone and getting stuck scrolling again, which is a separate problem. But it just goes to show that when I'm walking, for whatever reason, it helps me focus a lot more. So let's chat what types of tasks I can do while I'm using my treadmill at my desk. I personally have found I can do just about anything. I've done some writing for a book, I've done some editing, answering emails, tons of admin work. That's probably my favorite thing to do while I'm on the treadmill, is just like answer emails, plan social media posts, plan publishing stuff. I go into planning mode when I'm on that treadmill, and it's awesome. But I can do it for just about anything. The only thing I found that I can't do on the treadmill is like precise design work. Like right now I'm drawing a custom map for my upcoming book, and I have to draw it on Procreate, and I just found I can't draw and walk at the same time. And same goes for, I was in Photoshop doing a cover design, and I was trying to do something that was precise, and because I'm like moving slightly side to side, that was a little annoying. So that sort of stuff I don't do on the treadmill, but everything else I've been able to. I've heard some people say they get a little like dizzy when they type, but I haven't noticed that. And I also think it comes to finding the right speed as well. I think some people try to walk too fast. You don't need to walk fast, just go at a comfortable pace. For me personally, I go less than 2 miles per hour, but I also tend to walk for a long time, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. First, let's talk about the logistics of the treadmill, because they're not small. Like, they may be mini treadmills, but they're still treadmills. So I already had a standing desk, so I just needed a treadmill to go underneath it. But Deer Run has the treadmills that just go underneath the existing standing desk that you either already have, or you can get a treadmill that like has a spot to put like a laptop. For me, the big thing was I wanted the treadmill to be movable and easy to store, because obviously I don't want to use it all the time. So what I typically do is I actually store my treadmill up against the wall, and I pull it out, and it has wheels on the front so you can easily move it around. And then I put it into place and I plug it in, turn it on. It takes me less than a minute each time to pull it out and set it up and then put it away. And I've found that it's heavy enough that when I butt it up against the wall, I don't have to worry about it slipping and falling, but it's also light enough that it's super easy to move around. And then it has a remote that you use to turn it on, turn it off, adjust the incline, adjust the speed, and it has a ton of stats on it as well. Like, it tells you how long you've been walking, how many steps, how many calories you've burned, the incline, your pace, and I feel like there's one other thing that I'm forgetting. Anyways, I will leave the exact treadmill that I have down below, and then I will also link Deer Run's website down below where you can shop all of their different treadmills, because they actually have a ton. So there's a different treadmill for everyone. You're bound to find something that works. So let's talk about how often I use the treadmill, and I'm a little embarrassed to say that I use it a lot. I probably use it about 70% of the time that I'm working, and I work probably like 3 to 5 hours a day, which means I'm clocking in a lot of steps on this thing. I mean, to guess on the low end, I use it 1 to 2 hours at a time, and sometimes I use it twice a day, because truly it just makes me feel very productive. And I'm also like a very high energy person, so I just like to keep my body moving. The one bummer I have noticed is that because I'm walking on the treadmill, I don't feel as inclined to bring my daughter on walks in her stroller, but we've also just been super busy and haven't had time to go on stroller walks. So this has been awesome, because I went from like not being able to walk at all to being able to walk all the time now. And then if I can walk more with my daughter in the stroller later when the weather's beautiful out, that's even better. But to sum it up, I probably clock in anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000 steps a day, like on average. I love my treadmill, what can I say? Anyways, I'm just saying that when I use it personally, I can't speak to everyone, but when I use it, I get really in the zone where I don't even notice I'm walking anymore. I get super focused on my work, and sometimes it helps me work longer, where like typically I could get distracted and be like, oh, I have to go do this, and like walk away from the treadmill, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to turn it off. It's clocking my steps. And so I just stay at my desk a little bit longer than I typically normally would. It's helped me physically by getting back into shape. It's also helped me mentally by just doing something for myself again, because as a mom, we're usually at the bottom of the totem pole and we're the first to sacrifice ourselves. And especially as I have a lot of publishing deadlines coming up, my physical health was always on the chopping block, but now it feels like I get to put my physical health first again while still getting things done. And typically when I'm done working for the day, I feel very accomplished and I feel amazing. I usually also feel tired, but that's because I walk for a really long time. I'll admit I wasn't sure how all of this was gonna go. I figured worst case scenario, if I got the treadmill and I wasn't super into it for using it for work related stuff, I could use it to watch Netflix and just like walk on the treadmill. But I have quite literally only and exclusively used it for work, and it's been amazing for me. I'd love to hear if you guys have any experience with using walking pads or treadmills at your desk. I have loved mine so much, and I will definitely continue to use it, and I will probably keep you guys updated long term in writing vlogs, and I'm sure you'll see me use it there as well. But otherwise, that is it for this video. Let me know if you guys have any little productivity hacks like this or other ones that have helped you feel more accomplished throughout the day. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the next video.